Hey, this is Don from Life's Journeys, and welcome to Trip Clips for July 21, 2020. And this is where I scour the travel news to bring you some top stories. And today I've got two things that I want to talk to you about. First is Cayman Islands is reopening to tourism in September, and two, Hyatt Hotels is requiring face coverings for all of their properties in the United States and Canada. So, turning first to Cayman Islands, great news that they're opening up. They've announced plans to open to international travel starting September 1st. The reopening is coming in phases. The key thing is they're going to require all arrivals to present a negative coronavirus test 72 hours before entering the country. And that's where I see sort of the first issue. I don't know what it's like where any of you may live, but for me, I live in the Toronto area in Canada, and getting a test result within 72 hours is just being quite wishful, shall we say, and so that would be hard. That in and of itself would prevent me from wanting to travel any place where I have to have that, because I have maybe a 30% probability that I know I'm going to get that test result within the 72-hour period prior to departure. And so that becomes problematic. But turning back to the statement from the Cayman Islands, the deputy premier and tourism minister said that Cayman Islands recognizes that keeping their borders closed indefinitely is not reasonable, sustainable, and cannot continue from an economic standpoint. So they're recognizing that they really need to do that. Now, here's where the interesting second part of the process comes into play, and that's once travelers depart their planes, they will be required to quarantine for 5 days and present a second negative test before being permitted to freely roam the tropical paradise. Interesting statement. Again, if you've got a week vacation time, go to, say you want to go to Grand Cayman because they've got, beautiful beaches, and thinking, okay, that's going to be a great getaway. One, you got to hope that you can get your negative coronavirus test delivered to you in that 72-hour period before departure, so that you've got it. And then two, once you get there, you got to stay in your hotel room for 5 days self-isolating, which kind of leaves you with 2 days of vacation time if you only have a week, which is what most North Americans tend to do, Americans and Canadians. So I think that could end up being a challenge for them. Hopefully Europeans who have more vacation time and are able to take something for a longer duration will be able to take them up on that and help the Cayman Islands economy. But frankly, I'm not seeing this as a big winner for people from Canada or the U.S. So let's hope that something changes in due course, like getting rid of that damn virus. But hey, that's an issue that none of us have very much control over. Which brings us to story number 2 for the day, and that is Hyatt is requiring face coverings at all of their U.S. and Canadian properties. And that is within indoor public areas such as meeting and event spaces, restaurants and bars, and fitness centers. This comes into effect beginning July 27th, and this was something that the Hyatt chain just announced today. And so less than a week lead time. And it follows on the heels of a similar announcement made by Marriott yesterday. And I brought that to you in yesterday's episode of Trip Clips. As with Marriott, Hyatt said that the safety measures are in response to the American Hotel and Lodging Association publication of, we'll call it the Safe Stay Guest Checklist, and it called for mandating face masks in indoor public spaces in addition to proper social distancing protocols. As I mentioned, they go on to say that guests without face coverings will be asked to put one on, and hotels will provide masks for those without one. Hyatt understands that some guests may not or may be exempt from the requirement, particularly those that have medical conditions and children under the age of 2. Guests won't be required to wear masks while consuming food and or drinks at restaurants and bars. So there we have it. That seems to be a move that is rolling through the hotel industry, certainly at least for the United States and Canada. Again, let me know what you think. Drop a comment. Is the adoption of face covering requirements in the public areas of hotels going to impact your decision to stay at a hotel? Are these things that are impacting your desire to travel generally? Just thinking about the Cayman Island issue. Will you still go? If that is one of your winter destinations of choice, and if this winter you're going to have to self-quarantine or isolate for 5 days, is that going to prevent you from going? It's not something I would do, but I wouldn't want to be in that situation where I'm stuck in my hotel room and what am I going to end up doing? I'm just going to end up working again. So not very much of a vacation or a break that way. But again, I invite you to drop a comment, leave a message, share with us what you think. So that's your episode of Trip Clips for today, and I hope you enjoyed these headlines. Please give it a like, share and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the bell so you get notified of future videos that I put up on the channel. So thanks very much. Have a great day, and may all your life's journeys be everything you dreamed of.